Welcome to the channel. It's Marcus at IQ Computer Services, and today I'm going to be talking to you about passwords. What's a strong password? Why do you need one? And what will happen if you don't have one? Alright, and again, if you haven't yet, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and get down below, hit that notification bell, and subscribe to our channel. We're going to be putting out new videos on cybersecurity, laptop repair, desktop repair. So come back, find those, you'll learn a lot more, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. I know you're here because you're curious about passwords. Maybe you don't know how to make a strong password, and so you're doing some searches on Google to find out. Well, today I'm going to talk to you about 3 reasons why you need a strong password, and also we're going to talk about some do's and don'ts on making your strong password. Some things you don't want to do that are going to make your password weak, and some things that you definitely want to do to make your password strong. Alright, so the first thing is cyberbullying and cyberstalking. Okay, those are things that could happen to you if you have a weak password. Because what could happen is someone could follow what you're doing online because they've hacked your account because you have a weak password. They could also be bullying you, sending messages out of your account to your friends, to your family, posting pictures of you that you don't want posted. So all of that could happen because you have a weak password. Next is a really big one, and that's cybercrime and identity theft. So cybercrime is basically someone stealing your information or breaching your sites or your email accounts. And of course, we all have heard of identity theft, where someone is basically taking over your identity and pretending to be you and getting benefits out of that. So whether that's spending your money or getting new credit in your name, all of that could be part of identity theft. Okay, and then the third one that I want to point out today is also just your information, where your information could be stolen by having a weak password. Maybe it's a weak password to your laptop. Maybe it's a weak password to your email account or a social media account. But with that weak password, it gets broken, breached, and your information gets stolen. And that could be your personal photos, private photos, documents. Maybe it's your music that you've created on your own. It could be other sensitive information that you don't want out there or anyone to have, and somebody steals it, right? And we're not talking about just there's cyber criminals out there that are going to get into your computer or hack your accounts. This could be anybody with a motive, right? It could be someone that you used to work for, or it could be someone that you used to date or be married to, right? Or had children with, or someone that you used to be best friends with, right? And now you guys had a falling out, you're not friends anymore, and if you have a really weak password, you could be falling victim to identity theft, cyberbullying, and having your information stolen. So what are we going to do about this? Obviously, we need to have a strong password. So creating a strong password is going to help protect you. So we're going to go over some do's and some don'ts. Let's start with the don'ts. All right, so the don't number 1 is don't use anything that is easy to guess or personally identifiable. So what do I mean? Easy to guess is things that are simple dictionary words, your street that you live on, your telephone number, your date of birth, your pet's name, right? Things that you post on social media like your pet's name or your high school mascot or something like that. Those are easy to guess. They're weak to use for a password. So don't use those. Okay, the other thing you don't want to do is use the same password everywhere. And I see this all the time. You come up with one password and then out of convenience, you're like, I'll just use that same password on 50 different accounts and that way I can remember it and I'll just use it on everything. Wrong answer. Why? Because if that one password gets breached, you just essentially gave your keys to all of your accounts. And whoever breached it could take that one password and get into, all the accounts that you have, 50 different accounts, steal more information, and you've got a huge mess on your hands at that point. So let's look at some of the do's. What do we want to do? Well, we want to create a strong password. So how are we going to do that? And we want it to be memorable. So there's a few ways that you can do this. The one that I recommend is using a passphrase. So what's a passphrase? Passphrase is usually a phrase that you come up with and then you take apart to create a password. So let's break this down. For example, you have a dog. Your dog's name is Max. And you walk Max at 8 o'clock at night. Let's say you like to feed Max at 7 p.m. So let's put that into a phrase, something that you're going to remember. I feed Max at 7 p.m. and walk him at 8. So you could take the letters, one letter at the beginning of each one of those words, and then take the numbers from the time, and then throw in a few special characters. For example, the @ symbol or an exclamation point or something, and put all that together, and you've got yourself, a strong 14-character password or something of that nature. And you're going to remember it because it's something you do every day, right? You're not going to forget about Max. So what is the other way that you can come up with a strong password? Well, what I recommend is using a password manager because it takes all the work out of it for you. A password manager will come up with a strong password. It will meet all of the requirements for you for the password, and it's going to remember it for you too. So can't beat that, right? You can use this password manager on your smartphone. So if you have an iPhone or an Android, you can use it there with an app. You can also use it on your computer. So you can log in automatically using a piece of software with that password manager program on your MacBook or on your Windows PC or even a Linux machine. You can use that. So that's what I'd recommend, getting a password manager. And for those passwords that you need to have in your head, go ahead and use a phrase to create them. So I'm going to go over one more bonus for you guys, something that just came to mind that I see a lot. So people will get their passwords, they'll come up with a strong one, and then they'll write it down on a piece of paper. Why do you not want to do that? Well, for one, you're going to lose that piece of paper. Maybe somebody that you don't want to find that piece of paper will find that piece of paper, right, with your password on it. So it's a much better idea to keep the password in your head or use that password manager program. So I'm just going to recap for you guys real quick what we went over today. We talked about why do you need a strong password, 3 main reasons with cyberbullying and cyberstalking out there. Also cybercrime and identity theft. And then the other one with your personal information being stolen, the theft of your personal files and things of that nature getting stolen. Those are 3 big reasons why you want to have a strong password to protect those. And then we also went over the do's and don'ts. Remember, don't use your address or your phone number for your password, and don't use your pet's name. And then do come up with a strong password that you can remember using a passphrase. So thanks again for your time, guys, for watching. If you learned anything, give us a big thumbs up and definitely subscribe to the channel. Leave your comments down below if you can think of a time when you had a really bad password and you're not using it anymore. Throw that down in the comments so other people will know, hey, don't use this password because it was a really bad, weak password, like password 123, for example. And make sure you share this if you know someone who's struggling on creating their own strong password and they could benefit from this video. Go ahead and share it, give us a like, and subscribe to the channel. And we will see you in the next one. Thanks.